people, welcome back to Ron's Tech Hub, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to root and install Lineage OS on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. But this is the 2022 version, not the 2020, not the 2024, and with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 series processor. The reason I went for the 2022 version in 2024, so I bought this tablet in August of 2024 or September 2024. The reason I actually went for the 2022 model was simply because it had a Snapdragon processor, and my track history with CyanogenMod mod from back in the days that Snapdragon processors tend to get support a lot quicker. So this is why I've actually gone with the Snapdragon version. The 2024 version is slightly faster apparently, or you can go for the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus, which has a Snapdragon 695 I believe. But for the price point and the fact that there is Lineage OS 21 for this, so that's Android 14, and there will probably be Android 15 at some point as well, this is why I went for this. Just to let you guys know, as of September 2024, the Tab S6 Lite, the 2022 version, which I have here, does have Android 14, so you can get One UI 6. However, I'm not a fan of One UI or TouchWiz, or it's now been renamed as One UI. I've never been a fan of some Samsung ROMs. They have gotten a lot better over time, but for me, I just want stock Android as much as possible, and this is why I went for a Pixel phone. So I'm not going to install this update. I don't know if my process will work with the update installed, so I'm going to stick with whatever version of Android it comes with. I'm going to root that version and install a ROM from that version as well. Just as a quick note, I did not create this ROM. I did not create any of these features. I'm simply showing you the process I'm going to follow to root my device. If you choose to follow this process as well, it's entirely up to you. I am not saying that this will work for you. This is me doing it so that anyone who else wants to do it can simply follow along. So this is at your own risk. I found this page over at XDA Developers. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can. And here it says that this was posted on November the 15th, 2023. The person who started the post is called daniml3, and again posted on November 15, 2023. This goes through all the steps that you need to follow in order to have it rooted and then booted into Lineage OS. So everything seems to be working except LTE has not been tested. So if you have the version with a 4G or 5G SIM card, then this might work, but it also might not work. These are the installation instructions here, and again, this is simply down from the main page. I will put the link in the description. Once you scroll down, you're going to get to this section called installation instructions, and the requirements are a computer. I think you can do this on any machine that you have, so it can be Windows, Linux, Mac. It should work perfectly fine. You're going to need to have ADB installed on the PC. There's a guide here as well. I will show that process here as well. You're going to also need to have Odin version 3.141. I'll show how to install that as well, and a decent battery level on the device. So I've left my tablet charging. I'm probably at 100% now. After that, you're going to have to follow step 1. It says unlocking the bootloader. That's where you're going to have to get the device itself, go into some menu, special menu it has, and unlock the bootloader. Step 2, installing Lineage OS recovery and patch VB meta. I haven't done any ROM stuff in about 5 years, so I don't know what's changed, but let's see. Step 3, we have to install the ROM, and step 4, which is optional, install Google Apps or G Apps as I know it has. I am going to install G Apps on mine. I'm going to, if I can find a really small package that maybe just has the Play Store stuff and maybe Gmail, I'll do that one. Anything else I want, I can go in and install later on, because Google has separated most of these apps from the operating system, which is really good for me or for us, because we can go in and choose the ones that we want depending on which G Apps version we install. And then that should be it. So I'm going to be using a Windows PC. So I'm going to click on that first link there that says install the guide on how to install ADB. Click on the link. It's going to take me to this website here, and it shows you how to install for Windows, macOS, and Linux. I'm going to go with Windows because I'm making the assumption that most people have Windows. This web page will explain exactly what ADB is, why you use it, how to use it. But all we're concerned about, anyways, all I'm concerned about is downloading this and using it. I'm going to click on the third link there that says how to set up ADB on your computer. First step is to download the Android SDK Platform Tools zip file for Windows. I'm going to click on that link and hopefully it starts downloading. Yep, 6.4 megabytes, not too bad at all. Extract the contents of the zip file into an easily accessible folder such as, okay, so I'm going to just put this probably in my downloads folder for now because that's where I save everything I'm using. Open this, go to downloads, I have it there. So I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to go to extract all. This window will come up. It says extract. Just click on extract again. And once that finishes, you have the original file is going to have a zip looking icon and the new one is just going to look like a normal file. The instructions don't tell us that we need to turn on USB debugging, but this is something that we must do to be able to use ADB. I'm going to show you how to do this on the tablet and then I'm going to come back and show you how to test that ADB works. I'm going to swipe the top down, then I'm going to click on where it says settings, so that's the gear icon. It's going to come up with this option here. I'm going to scroll all the way down to where it says about tablet at the bottom, click on that, and where it says software information, press on the right hand side, click on software information. You're going to want to tap build number 7 times. So you want to tap it, as you say you are 4 steps away, tap it again, you are 3 steps away, tap it again, you are 2 steps away, tap it again, 1 step away. Final time, you are now a developer, so you need to enter your PIN essentially. So I'm going to enter mine quickly. Developer mode has been enabled. You're going to want to go down to developer options. Inside developer options, you probably will need to turn on USB debugging. Click OK, and on here it's going to pop up with this USB debugging should you allow it. I'm going to click allow for mine, allow from this computer. I'm going to click allow here as well and just click allow for everything. Whatever pops up, I'm going to click allow. After doing that, go back to your PC, but leave the USB cable plugged in, and we're going to go to our downloads folder to test ADB. I need to type this command into the terminal window. So I'm going to go to the folder I just downloaded. So again, for me, it's in downloads. This is the one I extracted. I'm going to double click on that. Then furthermore, I'm going to go into this folder called platform tools as well. Before I do anything, sometimes you might have to hold shift on your keyboard. So just press it and hold it down. Then you right click. And sometimes for Windows 11, mine just works fine. I right click and it says open in terminal. So once I open in terminal, sorry, I've got 2 screens. So I'm going to have to drag this across. I need to type in adb.devices. You can copy this. And then when you go back onto terminal, you right click to paste it. It just comes up. Change the USB mode to file transfer or MTP mode. Some OEMs may or may not require this, but it's best to just leave it in this mode, general compatibility. Okay, fine. I'm going to go onto the tablet, unlock your device. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record this section before I did everything, so I'm going back to show everyone exactly how to do it. So the first thing you need to do is once you're on the tablet, you drag the notification bar down. Once you drag that down, you're going to be greeted with a few options. The one you need to click on, if it already says file transfer, leave it. If it says charging via USB, then that's the one you need to click on. Then when it opens up settings, as I said, it's going to look different, but it's going to be the same process. Once you open settings, you're going to click on the one that says file transfer. Then after that, you can close out of it. I've entered my details here. I'm going to press enter on my keyboard, see if anything comes up on my tablet. Okay, this window popped up on my system saying, do you want to allow public and private networks to access this app? I'm going to click allow for this because it's adb.exe. Whatever it is, I'm going to need to allow it. So I've allowed it on my laptop. There's nothing on my tablet at the moment. I'm going to press enter. Yeah, it tells me exactly what my device is. That's the model number of my device. Should I be hiding this? I have no idea, but let's just hope I'm okay. I'm going to go back onto my tablet. Now, I am not getting this option here to allow USB debugging because once we turned on developer options and plugged into the laptop or the computer for the first time, these options came up. So if you don't see it, don't worry. Once you've done it once, that's it. You won't need to do it again. So I have a computer. I've installed ADB, well, downloaded ADB, and now I need to simply go get Odin. So this is a flashing tool, which I remember you could install a Samsung ROM. So if you had a custom ROM beforehand and you wanted to go back and put the original ROM back on there, this is how you would do it. I think I remember that's how it used to work. I'm going to click on the file here. It takes me to another section of the website. From here, you're able to download Odin version 3.13.1 and other versions as well. It says it's been tested. If I go back quickly, let me just quickly go back. It says Odin is verified to work fine. So I might as well go with 3.14.1. So click on the link again. I'm going to go to 3.14.1, which is this version here. I'm going to click on that. It's going to download it straight away. I'm going to go back to my downloads folder again, which is here. And as you can see, I have another folder called Odin version 3.14.1. This is a zipped folder, just like we did before. I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to go to extract all. One when this window comes up, just like it did before, you're going to click on extract and it's going to extract it. So you're going to have, again, the same named folder, but one of them is going to have a zip icon or the letters ZIP at the end. But the one you want is this version here, just a normal looking folder one. The next step is to have the bootloader unlocked, and we know the bootloader is unlocked when we go back into settings and see the toggle that says OEM unlocking toggle is on. It needs to be grayed out. So how do we do that? So first it says enable developer options. So I'm going to swipe up from here, put my pin in, and from here you swipe down. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to scroll all the way down again, and from here I'm going to go down to where it says about tablet. If you haven't done this, you need to do this as well. I'm going to go to software information, tap build number 7 times. Once that's been tapped 7 times, you then need to go back and go to developer options. And what does it say we need to have on? In developer options, toggle the allow OEM unlocking setting. So at the top here somewhere it says something about OEM unlocking. Here we go, OEM unlocking. Press that. It's going to ask you for your pin. I'm going to enter my pin. Just a random pin I have. Enable. The instructions say we need to have the device plugged into a computer, so mine is plugged into my PC. If the device is on like mine is now, you press and hold the power button or whichever button you need to press to restart, and once you hit restart and it finally goes off, then you need to actually press and hold all the buttons on the left hand side here. You've got power, you've got volume up, and you've got volume down. You have to hit all these buttons at exactly the same time. I'm going to press restart there. I'm going to hit all the buttons at the same time, and when the Samsung logo comes back up, you release all the buttons. So when that logo comes back up, there we go. It didn't even come up, to be fair, it went straight into download. It's very, very dark, so I'm going to try and get my lighting right. Apologies for the quality, I only have a mobile phone to film. So it says once we're in download mode, what we need to do is once to download, long press the volume up button and follow the instructions on screen. After the bootloader is unlocked, your data will be erased, so make sure to back it up first. I mean, I don't have anything on this tablet, but before you get to this stage, please make sure you back everything up. There is an actual thing. I'll try and zoom in as much as possible. The middle option there says volume up, long press device unlock mode. So I'm going to simply long press volume up and see what happens. Pressing. Okay, it's doing its own thing. The screen's gone off. Unlock bootloader may void warranty. Volume up for yes and volume down for no. So be very careful now. I'm going to press my volume up. This one at the top, that's the volume down, that's volume up. I'm going to press that to confirm. It's doing its thing again. The instructions on the website say that now, once the system has finished booting, you must connect to a Wi-Fi network, enable developer options again, and make sure that the OEM unlocking toggle is on and is grayed out. So it must be grayed out. If you do not see the toggle on and developer settings, close the settings and try again a few times. So if it's not grayed out, just keep trying again and it should work. Tablet turned back on. Then I set everything up like I'm setting up a new tablet. I put the Wi-Fi password back in. I didn't log into any accounts because I knew that I was eventually going to wipe this tablet anyway. I'm now going to go to settings. So drag the top down, go to settings, scroll all the way down, go to about tablet. You're going to need to go to software information here, and where it says build number, I'm already a developer, so just tap it 7 times again, and then you're going to finally get to see developer options down here. When you go to developer options, it says OEM unlocking needs to be ticked, and it also needs to be grayed out, so we can no longer untick it or tick it. Just leave it as it is. That means everything worked how it's supposed to work. Next it says installing the recovery and VB meta with Odin. Boot into download mode as described below. So the download mode thing we did earlier, what we had to do, I'm going to plug my USB cable back in. I'm going to allow that. I'm going to make sure everything else is turned on. USB debugging needs to be turned on. Click OK. I'm going to click always allow this computer. I'm going to click allow again. I'm going to click allow again, and it says we need to boot into download mode as described below. So download mode is the thing that we entered into earlier. So I'm going to press and hold the power button. Oh, that opened Bixby. All right, so because I refreshed it, it's not going to do the same thing. So yeah, volume down on power brings up the boot menu. I'm going to click restart, and I'm going to click restart again. I'm going to hold down all the buttons here. Okay, so I am in download mode again. It says press the volume up button a single time to fully enter download mode. So I'm going to press it just once. Connect your device to your computer. Once you are in download mode, open Odin and make sure that it detects your device. So Odin is the thing that we downloaded earlier. I'm going to go to my downloads folder quickly. So that's going to be here. I'm going to look for Odin, not the zip folder one. Open the normal one. Double click on that. Odin here. I remember sometimes in the past I had to run this as administrator. So let's see if that's still the case. I'm going to double click on this to run it. Let me close my terminal window actually. Double click on that to run it. It comes up with this error message in English and Chinese. Just going to click OK. There's nothing I can do. In Odin, I remember that something over here had to be like a blue color and it would probably have the COM port or the USB port it was connected to. So that's not working. I'm not entirely sure what has happened. So I do have a dock connected to my laptop and that's what I was plugging the tablet into. So I recommend plugging directly into a USB port on the PC you're trying to use and not through some USB dock or anything. I also closed Odin, reopened it and plugged the cable in after the program was open. So hopefully that fixes the problem. So let me do that process one more time. I'm going to click on AP. First things first, I'm going to go to options and untick auto reboot. Then I'm going to click on AP as it says. I'm going to choose my tar file, but not the GApps one. Click on the tar file, click open, and it says just click start. Let's see, hopefully it doesn't get stuck or anything. So click start. Let's see what happens. Something is happening. It says pass. Okay, perfect. Once the flashing completes, power off your device by pressing power and volume down. After the screen turns off, quickly press the key combination for booting into recovery. If everything went fine, you should now be on Lineage OS recovery. Alright. Warning, if you boot into One UI again, it will overwrite the custom recovery and you will need to install it again. Alright, so how do we boot into recovery? Recovery is down here. Here we go. To boot into recovery, first make sure that you connect the device to a computer, otherwise the tablet won't allow you to boot. For booting into recovery, just press the power and volume up buttons. Once the Samsung logo bootloader unlocked warning appears, you can release the buttons and press the power button to skip the warning screen, just like with the download mode. If you want to boot into recovery, the device powered on. Okay, so that's fine. So I just need to turn this off now. And it says to do that, if I go back up again, sorry about the up and down, I need to turn it off by pressing power and volume down. And then I press the combination below. So to turn it off, power and volume down. And then it's going to be the key combination for recovery will be power and volume up. So power, volume down. Now I'm pressing power and volume up button. Once the Samsung logo shows, okay, perfect. Press power button to continue. That's fine. All right, perfect. So I am in the settings I need to be in. Sorry about the light, guys. The lighting's really bad, I know, but I'm trying to show as much of the screen as I can. Once that's done, I'm going to minimize Odin for now. Don't think I need to close it yet. Okay, so I have booted into recovery. I've gotten the downloads. The next thing for me to do is to install the ROM. Download the ROM from the downloads folder. Make sure you download the zip file and not the SHA file. That's fine. Once in recovery, go to apply update section and click ADB sideload. Connect your device to the computer and sideload the update with the ADB sideload path to file. All right, so I'm going to copy basically what's here. So I just need to go to again where it says apply update. So I'm going to use my volume rocker here on the left, or sorry, on the right. Go to apply update and I'm going to press the power button to go into that option. Press the power button to go into that option. Apply from ADB is the next option there. You probably can't even see it, but that option that's highlighted there, let me move off it for a second. It says apply from ADB. I'm gonna highlight that again. I'm gonna press the power button. You heard that sound just now. That means something is happening in the background. And it says connect your device to the computer and sideload the ADB. Okay, so I need to go back to my ADB folder and I need to run a command like this. I'm gonna go to my downloads folder. This is going to be a bit of a tricky one for some people, I think. Go to your downloads folder. You're going to go to the platform tools thing that we had earlier. This is the ADB thing where we had to right click and run in terminal. Open that folder, go here. I'm going to right click here. I'm going to open in terminal. Once I open in terminal, this window will come up, this black window here. From that black window, I'm going to do ADB sideload and then the location of the file I need. Right, I think the mistake I was making was that I didn't have the dot and the / in front of ADB. I had to use it before, so I don't know if that's going to be the same case here. So I've put everything I need to put in ADB, sideload, and the location of my file. I'll make sure that it's not the G apps, because if you press tab to do autocomplete, it's going to put the G apps first because it comes first. I'm going to press enter, and something on the tablet is happening. Be very careful. I don't want the cable to be unplugged. Doing its thing, verifying update package. So I'm going to put that back down. And as you can see on screen, the percentage is ticking up, so I'm going to leave it and I'll come back. The last thing that we need to do is to install Google Apps. This is an optional step. You don't have to do this, but I want my G apps. It says mind the G apps is the recommended G apps package, and the location is here. However, you may choose others. Go to apply, update, section, recovery. So just like we did before, we're going to do exactly the same thing again. I'm going to go ahead and click on the link here to go to mind the G apps. And the file size here is 412 megabytes. That seems pretty small, so that's going to be Play Store, maybe Google Chrome, YouTube, and a few other apps. So I want the most minimalist thing ever. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that to download it. It started downloading. So just like we did before, on the tablet, what you need to do is I'm going to go to where it says advanced at the bottom there. I'm going to go to reboot to recovery. That's where we are now. This is not download, but this is recovery. Reboot to recovery. I'm going to unplug the cable quickly, wait for it to do its thing, come back up. It's going to ask press the power button to continue. Done that. And from here I'm going to go back to apply update. I'm going to go to apply from ADB, plug my cable back in. Okay, that's the USB connection sound. And I'm going to go back to my terminal window. I'm going to right click, go to open in terminal. I'm going to press up on my keyboard because I know that the file I want is in my downloads folder. I just need to go there and get the name. So if I go to my downloads folder quickly, the name of the file I want is mind the G apps. Very small file. I am gonna go back to my terminal, and from here I'm gonna delete everything up until the Lineage part. So delete, delete, delete. Just after downloads, leave the backslash, and I'm going to just type capital M, and I'm going to do what's known as an autocomplete. Once you type the capital M, I'm going to press tab on my keyboard. It's going to complete everything else. So now I can just press enter on this. It should work, fingers crossed. Press enter, and yeah, that started 3%, 4%. Yep, that should work. G apps should be installed. There was an option there that asked about signature verification. It says signature verification failed. Continue, yes or no. Sorry, I just clicked on continue instead. That seems to have finished. Everything seems to have finished here. And from here it says, if there were no errors, reboot system and enjoy. So I'm going to go down to where it says reboot system now. That very first option at the top that says reboot system now, I'm going to go up to that, and then I'm going to press power. And fingers crossed, everything boots as it's supposed to. So I got this error telling me that can't load Android system. Your data may be corrupt. If you continue to get this message, you may need to perform a factory data reset and erase all user data stored on your device. Lineage OS is booting fine. The issue I had after I installed everything, I didn't remember that back in the day when I used to run CyanogenMod, you had to format the data on the internal storage. I didn't do that this time around because the instructions didn't say it. But if you do get that error, all you'll need to do, don't panic, don't redo everything. Simply format the data on the internal storage, of course. And then it just started booting straight away. And here I am in my Lineage OS operating system. So the next video I do on this might be just me setting up and showing you some features of the tablet.